Okay, so let's make sure that we're all on the same page as to what a tagline actually is. So the way that I describe it or define it is that a tagline is a short, memorable phrase that you can use in your marketing. A good tagline, though, conveys what you want people to associate with your brand. And this is why it's really important, because this is oftentimes one of the first touch points that somebody has with your brand, right? So when they go to your website, the tagline should be there, should be incorporated into your marketing materials as well. And so it's something that carries across all of your marketing efforts. So for example, there's Got Milk, right? So that's the big milk campaign. Just do it. Obviously, everybody knows that this is Nike, and I'm loving it. It's a big one from McDonald's, right? And so the tagline can change over time, but it doesn't necessarily deviate from the overall impression that you want to invoke in the minds of your audience. So let me just show you what ours is. So I'll share my screen here. So this is our website. So if you've been to our website, you'll see front and center, this is our tagline. So we deliver you more customers, period, right? So very, very clear, succinct, it gets right to the point. And that's because Amplimedia, when you hear that name, it doesn't necessarily connotate what it is that we do. It's not as clear as, say, Frank's Pizza Parlor, right? So we know what Frank's Pizza Parlor, they're selling pizzas. But with Amplimedia, you know it's in the media business, but you don't know exactly what they do. And so we wanted to have a tagline that was very clear and explained basically what we do across all avenues of our business. So what our overall focus is, which is delivering customers to our clients. So that's our why as well, right? So Simon Sinek often talks about, as most of you guys are aware of, in marketing terms, he talks about why you're in the business, because that's what people buy. It's your why, not your how, right? And so what we do is we help our clients find more customers, period. That is our overlying mandate, right? So that's the single purpose that we have. And we believe that this is our purpose because this is what matters most to businesses. And so it doesn't matter how fancy our marketing is. If it doesn't deliver them customers, then what's the point, right? So we all need to have customers, every business. So we focus on that. And so that becomes our mantra, that becomes our tagline. That's what we become known for. It's a differentiating factor compared to what some of our competitors might be saying, which maybe is a little bit more on the creative side, or maybe it's a little ambiguous. This sets us apart. So if a business is looking to marketing to drive their business forward, then you want to partner with a company like ours, which is hyper-focused on the exact same thing, your customers. It's going to drive your business forward. Now, we also have a sub-tagline too, okay? So it doesn't have to be just one phrase. So in ours, it's plus we reduce your costs with business and marketing automation, okay? So it gives a little bit of context as to kind of how we do it, right? So it expands upon what we do so that people have a better understanding as to how we're going to impact their business. And so we deliver you more customers, and this is a really quick statement as to how we're going to do that. And then we explain further about that. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen now. So the big thing here is really setting your business apart from other businesses. And so for us, we wanted to differentiate ourselves because it doesn't clearly state what it is that we do in our name. But if your name clearly states it, then you don't necessarily need to do the work in explaining what you do. So for instance, Acme Plumbing Supplies, obviously they're in the plumbing business. And so they don't need to explain that they're in the plumbing business, right? So they might want to explain something else about their business. So a key differentiating factor maybe, or one of their key selling features or key value propositions, or maybe overcome a potential objection within that tagline. So a good example of that would be what Domino's was doing, and they've stopped doing it now, I believe, in terms of their messaging. So Domino's was 30 minutes or it's free, right? So that was their tagline. And that was carried across all their marketing for years and years and years. And so everybody was associating this quick delivery of their pizza with their brand because of that slogan, or sorry, because of that tagline. And I just slipped up there and called it a slogan. And so that's a really good point, or a good pivot that I wanted to make too, and that is explaining what is the difference between a slogan and a tagline. Okay, so a tagline, what it is it carries across all of your business. It's not something that is specific to a particular element of your business, a particular service, or a particular division of your business. So in our business, as a good example, we're in the business of generating customers for our clients, right? But we started out as a video company. And so most of our tactics still include a lot of video, but it's not just video. We've expanded that service to, or the offering to provide businesses with additional marketing services to get eyeballs onto those videos, which in turn then generate more customers. And so if we were to use our old tagline, which was amplify your message with motion, right? So boost your messaging with motion, which was our animated videos that we were creating back in when we first started the company. That held true at that point as a tagline. But now if we're to use that, that doesn't describe our overall business anymore. It just describes what we do with regard to the video side of things. And so we still use that as a slogan in the video elements of our marketing, right? Or marketing our video portion of our services, I should say. And so amplify your business with motion still applies there, but it doesn't apply for the overall company. And so that's why it's a slogan, okay, not a tagline. The tagline is across all business units, across your whole business. So in terms of crafting the right tagline, there's a little bit of an art to this, but in general, I like to recommend that you keep it as simple as possible. Okay, so you don't want to convolute it. You don't want to be describing too much. Keep it short. And so what I recommend is make sure that it can fit on a t-shirt. If it can fit on a t-shirt, as a slogan that you'd have typically on a t-shirt, then that's a good length for a tagline, because you want it to be memorable. And this is the key part of it, is you want to have people recognize your brand or associate your brand with that message, whatever that message is that's within that tagline. So the shorter it is, and those examples that I gave you at the beginning, so the got milk and just do it and I'm loving it, those are really, really short, right? And very memorable. And so when we hear it over and over and over again in the marketing that those companies push out, it sticks. And that's what we want to do with our taglines as well. So keep it simple, keep it short. Don't get too cutesy with it, and you don't have to be witty with it either, because sometimes that can confuse the audience a little bit. What you want is for them to get it immediately. You don't want them to have to figure out the puzzle behind it. And so some of the witty ones out there are really kind of clever, right? And really interesting, but it takes some effort to figure it out. And so it doesn't work as good in terms of having, in this day of really short attention spans where you're just trying to get something in front of somebody really quick and get them to remember it. It doesn't work as well for that. So you want to keep it short, keep it simple, don't get witty, don't get too cutesy with it. Try to explain your business if your business isn't really descriptive within your name. And if you have a clear, concise business name, then try to use it then as a differentiator. And that will help you position yourself better. It'll help you stay more remembered within your audience's mind, and it's going to generate more business for you because you have that, ownership of that piece of their mind, of their memory, and so on. Okay, so if you follow those guidelines, you're going to be creating some great taglines that are going to help you generate more business or keep your business on track and aligned really well with your purpose. So focus on the why and you'll be great. Okay, so that's enough on taglines. So if you're interested in learning more about different aspects of marketing and how you can improve your business, improve your success, market yourself better, head over to our archives, which is at amplimedia.com/amplify, and you'll see this episode along with a whole host of other topics that we'll be continuing to add there as well. So check back often. And if you have a topic that you want to learn something about, definitely reach out to us. Our contact information as well is on our website. And if you'd like to be featured as a guest, if you are an expert or if you are a business that's struggling with a particular aspect of marketing, definitely reach out to us. There's a form on that page at amplimedia.com/amplify that you can fill out, and that'll come directly to myself, and I'll make sure that I reach out to you and we can schedule you in for a call. So thank you so much for tuning in. Good luck and stay healthy.